everyone. Okay, video number 3. This is about the movie Cocktail. Now, the movie was made in 1988. It stars Tom Cruise and Elizabeth Shue, along with Brian Brown. But he plays more of a supporting role. So I'm going to focus on Tom Cruise and Elizabeth Shue. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, I did a video about Elizabeth Shue before, but it's named Shue Siblings. So it's about her and her brother Andrew. Okay. Cocktail. Okay, a synopsis. It's about this aspiring business owner, but he doesn't want to be a bartender at first. And so he goes around and looks and tries to get a business management job. But he gets turned down a lot. He gets a lot of no's. So he says, okay. So he happens to find a hole-in-the-wall bar owned by this older guy, a little bit older than him, but not too much. Doug, what the hell? Doug Coughlin or something like that. Okay, so, and Doug is played by Brian Brown. But the thing is that at first he doesn't want to be in the bar, he doesn't understand, but and he's going to school, he's getting an education as for business management or something like that. Okay, so part of his school projects is give me a prospectus of a business kind of thing. So he does it on the bar, and he gets this idea of having cocktail dreams, but the logo is supposed to be in pink and flashing. And he's like, we could do this, we could do it. But the older guy says, no, Manhattan is the place to be. Okay. So I'm going to go in a linear fashion, or try to. Alright, so in the beginning he meets a girl, and she's played by Gina Gershon. And she's pretty famous. She's been in other movies as well. I think this was her first role. If not, maybe one of the early ones. Okay. So, she's his girlfriend for a minute. But Doug knows that if he flirts with her, then she's gonna flirt back. So they both flirt right in front of Tom Cruise's face. And Tom Cruise wants to kill him for flirting with his girlfriend. So anyway, and then as the movie progresses, Doug meets this woman who has money, and he finally gets married, and he says that she tamed him and the whole thing. Okay. But the thing is that he meets Elizabeth Shue, the character, and they meet and they like each other immediately and whatever. And they fall in love, but it's not immediately. But, okay. So, for some reason, Tom Cruise gets in his head that he has to have a rich girl to back him up or something. So, okay, what happens is, and the character name for Elizabeth Shue is Jordan. Okay. Jordan sees him flirting with an older woman, and so she leaves the bar upset and everything. And he doesn't know that she's seen him. So he has nothing to do with her after that, and he leaves her in Jamaica. He goes back to New York, and he's with this rich woman, and he's being kept. Basically, that means that all his bills are being paid by the woman. but there's some strings attached to it because the older woman expects him to act certain ways and dress certain ways and, like upper crust. Ultimately that doesn't work out because, see, she doesn't, what he really needs is someone, a woman, to believe in him, believe in his dreams. And the older woman, although she has money, she doesn't really believe in him because she's kind of all talk and no action, right? So she says she's going to help him out. She says that she has contacts and going to help him out in the business world, but then she actually doesn't do anything. And she treats him like he's just like her help or something. And he doesn't like it, so they break up dramatically on the street corner. And so, and unbeknownst to him at this point, Jordan is pregnant by him. Okay? And so, they finally meet up, and she tells him the truth that she's pregnant. And he's like, "What do you want me to do about this information? Because you want me to tell you I'm going to marry you, but I can't do that." So she's like, "Okay, just leave." So he leaves unwillingly. He doesn't want to leave, but she basically kicks him out, so he leaves. Okay, so after he breaks up with the woman, for sure, the older woman, he finally comes to the realization that he loves, well, also, in the midst of all this kind of, the older guy, Doug, Brian Brown, kills himself because he had this image all built up of who he was, and it wasn't the truth. So he couldn't hold on to the mask anymore, so he couldn't handle the pressure, so he killed himself. But that's not the point. Okay. The point is, after that, Tom Cruise comes to the realization about what life is really like and what's really important in life. So he runs over to where Jordan is, and he tells her everything that happened to him, and that he realizes that, life is about love and life and real stuff, and that it's okay to ask for help and everything else. And so he gets all these lessons because of his friend's death. Okay, so what happens is they end up getting married and everything turns out great. Whatever, happy ending. But the thing is that wrapped up in all that is a bunch of lessons, but you have to watch the whole thing, and some of the lessons aren't like in your face things, but they're there. They're under the surface. You kind of have to dig. And so, although it's an 80s movie and kind of flashy because things were like that, but there are deeper meanings everywhere, and you have to watch the whole thing to get all the messages. But this was not Elizabeth Shue's first movie. The first movie she ever did was called Adventures in Babysitting, but I think that this was the movie where she was seen and recognized, and then that led to Leaving Las Vegas, which I've also done a video about. So I would say that this movie was the launching pad for Elizabeth Shue. And also, it wasn't the launching pad for Tom Cruise because he had done a couple things before. But I think the amount of movies he did led him to people knowing his name, people recognizing him. Of course, I think his most well-known movie is probably Risky Business, but this one has to be in there, although it's understated. So, if you want to, you should watch the movie. It's made in 1988. It's called Cocktail. Just check it out. Okay, bye guys.